Hello everybody and welcome to the next instalment on the V6 Audi A4 project. So after part 4 I thought we were all done with mechanical repairs. It seems not, because we have a part 5 to this series. So in this one we do the clutch, rear tyres, rear brake caliper, front arm, even the brake master cylinder we had to change out, and the breather hose. So if you manage to stay awake right the way through the video, you'll find out how much it's cost me. Right, so I think the first place to start is getting these downpipes off. They are red hot at the moment, but I think a good place to start would be these. These will probably end up having to be cut off. These wee connector sleeves there, two there, two there. And then we've got a connection up there, hanger for the exhaust, and somewhere up there. Oh yeah, you can see them up there. You've got your downpipe to manifold. So we'll see what access is like for them later. But yeah, we'll start with those ones first because they're the least hot, and wish us luck. Right, that's those two sleeves loosened. We actually managed to get them off without shearing those bolts. Just while everyone's cooling on down up the downpipe, I think I'm going to try and tackle these. We'll loosen all these off and hopefully just attach the drive shaft from there without having to take any of the suspension out the road. So we'll see if that works out in practice. Right, day 2 on the Audi clutch replacement. I'll show you all where I am up to. So these drive shafts are disconnected now. Now I'm going to try and tackle that slave cylinder. There, you can just see it up there, clutch slave cylinder. You see the pipe coming out it? We're going to get that off next. Got the heat shield off that side on the drive shaft underneath. Well, as you can see, there's no downpipe or centre section on the exhaust, so that is good. Another side drive shaft disconnected. Also disconnected the gear linkages up there in the steady bar. I'll probably need to take them off from there as well, actually, just to give us a bit of access. But yeah, we'll focus on this slave cylinder next, get that out. It's a bit of a reach in there, but it should be okay. There we go. Right, so there we have the gearbox out, and that's a view of the clutch as it is. A wee bit of a leak there from the cam covers, which I was aware of. That'll be a job for another day, so we'll get this clutch whipped out now. Make sure it's the right one that we've ordered. It does have original Audi, Volkswagen Audi badge in the middle, so yeah, it's probably the original clutch. There's obviously the gearbox. And then inside, yeah, you've got your release bearing. I'm going to pick up on the camera, but it is quite rough and noisy, which was the whole reason that we decided to do this job. So, like I said, we'll get that clutch out now, see what it looks like, and make sure it matches, and then get the new one in. Right, let's take a wee look at that flywheel. Yes, I mean, that seems decent. Not any heavy scoring or anything on it. There's not a mass amount of play, I would say. That's pretty normal. It isn't really loose, so I'm happy with that. There's no noises off that. Anyway, let's take a wee look at the friction plate itself. Yeah, so maybe that's original Volkswagen Audi badge on it. Yeah, you're kind of right down to the rivets there. So yeah, that was very much at the end of its life. You can see how thin that was getting. No major scoring on it really. And it's also a replacement LUK one there. So we'll get that fired on, and then we'll get that release bearing put on that. Right, next part is switching over this release bearing here. So I'm going to clean up this arm, put a little bit of grease on the pivot point, and just get this input shaft cleaned up a wee bit. It's a wee bit messy there. Right, and there's a new release bearing fitted. Cleaned up the arm, lubricated the pivot point, cleaned the input shaft up, and that seems to be fine. So we'll get that gearbox lifted back on now. No, keep going. My old cover yet. Keep going. And stop.
Oh, that's just lucky a little bit.
Right, I think what we'll do is we'll drop the car back down.
I'll do that.
This was like, right, this was less lifting. Keep going, keep going, keep going. One more. That's it. Right, up you go then. I guess it's just a case of, hang on, let me get this drive shaft at the road.
Ready?
Yep. stop there. Right, keep going. Stop there. Right. Okay, can you pull towards you a little bit?
More?
No, that's fine. Now up a wee bit.
Not enough? More?
Yeah, what we need to do is kind of funny angle here. That's better. Right. Now,
More?
go, yeah, up again. Keep going.
Keep going?
Go,
Kind of be far away now, good few inches.
about 6 inches, yeah, keep going. Now, pull towards you a wee bit. That's it. Now up again. Up. Up. Right, let's stop there for a minute.
You can pull it forwards again if you want.
No, I think we're jamming on something. I'll be jamming on the slave. Right, so that's us just in the final stages of mating the gearbox back up to the engine there. So yeah, a couple inches off. So we just have to hope that input shaft locates in and I didn't get the alignment too far out of the plate. But yeah, it's just going to be a case of getting that pushed on there. Fingers crossed. Right, so we're doing a very quick brake caliper swap on the Audi. So what was happening is, I took this caliper off the other day because the wheel was actually getting a wee bit warm. Stripped all this down, pads were a wee bit sticky, cleaned them up, put them back in, they were moving fine. Sliders were moving fine. Caliper I managed to wind back in and I thought all was good until the wheel was still warming up a wee bit after I was braking. So that's a pain. So I've got a new caliper, it was only 30 odd quid. I've got a new brake hose, new copper washers, and we're just going to stick this on and hopefully that should resolve the problem. Right, so here's our latest challenge on the Audi A4. It looks like a perfectly normal brake fluid reservoir. If you look very close, it's actually all cracked there. And this part here, we'll see if we can try and get that on camera, that's split right the way up and there's fluid leaking out there. So the plan today is going to be remove all that brake fluid from there as safely as we can into that container and try and get that reservoir removed. We've also got a switch there, there's a hose on the other side, and it should just be pushed in place. A couple of rubber grommets, and we have ordered another one, and hopefully that will fit and resolve this problem. That's it. Right, so that's just got that reservoir off now. It's just simply a case of pulling it straight upwards, disconnecting that plug there, and disconnecting the feed to the clutch cylinder. I've just cut that there because it was a little bit ragged, the edge. And this is our new one. This is a Febby one. I think these might be universal because that little union off the side for the clutch feed I had to drill out. That was blocked off, so it should just be a case of now reattaching that hose, pressing it back in place and filling it with fluid. And there we have it. Topped up with some .4, dried all the area off so we can see if that leaks, and we'll start up now. Right, next wee job on the Audi is this. We're switching out this front or lower rear suspension arm. There's a little bit of knocking going over rough ground, and we traced it to the ball joint there that was causing that. So this was 40 quid. We'll stick it on and hopefully that'll stop the noise. Okay guys, another wee job we have to do on the A4 is this breather pipe. So when I was doing the cam belt, I noticed that it was cracked in various places. So managed to get this one off the internet. We'll get that one fitted and that'll hopefully dry the engine bay up a wee bit. Right, now we've got the engine covers off, we can see the damage. So we've got a split in there, and then the bigger split is around here, and one in there as well. It's gone totally rigid, this pipe now. Really fragile, so you can see that's just where it's been leaking a wee bit of oil over the engine. It does go down the back somewhere, so maybe a bit of a challenge to try and route it, but I'm sure we'll get there. Right, that's the old one off. As you can see over here, it's in 100 different pieces. But yeah, it shows you how fragile it is. There's just nothing to them. So we've got the new one here. It was a bit of a challenge getting that fitting off the back, but we didn't manage it. Hopefully this is the right one. Hopefully it's the right one. It will go on something like that. Hopefully that will bend, because that goes on there on that front bank and that goes down the back. So yeah, hopefully we should be alright with that. There should be a wee bit flexibility in this with it being new. Fingers crossed. Right, we finally got this hose fitted. Turned out to be a wee bit of a struggle. I mean, obviously isn't a genuine Audi part. Some of these angles are a wee bit questionable. I did actually think I was going to snap at one point, but it is all fitted up there. So let's see how it goes. I mean, it'll probably mould itself into position once it gets through a heat cycle. Fingers crossed it doesn't just crack, because it's under so much tension. I'll give you a wee close up. Let's see it there. Yeah, I mean, I think that should have probably been a bit of a tighter bend on that one, but it does fit in the original mount location, and there, that bit at the back, super tight into there. But it's all in. So we'll get those covers on, and there we have it, another job done. And the tyres I opted for the back were Kumho Eco Wings. So I mean, these are 205 55 R16, so they're actually not that expensive. But yeah, the last two have definitely seen better days, and they'll last a good few thousand miles on the back, I would imagine. Okay, so for those of you who have managed to stay awake at the end of the video, you're going to find out how much this has skinned me this time round. Yeah, this is the painful bit, the whiteboard. So we're a wee bit more organised this time. So starting at the top, we've got a clutch, £121, not too bad actually. Brake caliper, £38. Again, that was pretty cheap. £13 for the hose. Brake fluid reservoir, I got off quite lightly with that one at 30 quid. That was brand new, by the way. Bottom arm, that was 40 quid. Breather hose, 27, and two tyres, it was Kumho's I fitted to that one, 133, making the grand total 402. Another 400 quid on the Audi, so yeah, we're 600 odd quid in at the moment. But that's pretty detailed and thorough, all the stuff I've went through it, and that's going to keep it on the road for a long time now, I hope. So stay tuned for the next one, where we'll get into detailing it.